Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Tim Henderson not with me tonight, so solo in the booth. He is under the weather, but hopefully we'll be back for next week's action, calling the races. We are at the Lincoln Speedway tonight in the next round of this Harvest Cup season. Justin Osborne, Matt Grimm at the top of the timing charts as the practice session comes to a close here tonight. We're going to roll right into two Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions qualifying. We'll see who sets tonight's quick time and takes home $5 courtesy of two Fat Guys. All right, session just gets switched over. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's see. Looks like Michael Skirring, driver of the 07. One of the first drivers on the racetrack, a host of others out there as well. Joshua Pickle, Justin Osborne, Derek Patetti, Jeremy Christensen. Skirring got loose a little bit sideways there on lap one. Hopefully that doesn't deter his second lap as he's going to get one more try at it. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers. Joshua Pickle in the 14, out on the racetrack as well. I haven't seen him in a minute. He was a series regular for quite a while, and he goes up to the top of the board with a 14.23. Jeremy Christensen on his lap turns a 14.18. Now Trevor Royer, a sub 14 second lap at a 13.93. Take a look at the driver of the number 7. That's going to be Craig Silby. And different colors tonight, red and white on his car as he crosses the start-finish line. Goes to fifth quick on the board with a 14.10. Ty Dickinson, Chase Swafford, Caden Berry, Justin Osborne, Brad Lamberson all on the racetrack as well. Matt Taylor third on the board with a 14.08. Ty Dickinson in the white and purple machine with the 9 on the wing. He comes out of turn number 4 to complete his lap. Let's see what he's able to run there. 14.44, 13th quick at the moment. Caden Berry, points leader coming into tonight. Pops up to fourth quick at a 14.08. Ty Williams, that's a name we haven't seen in a while. He's up at third on the board with a 13.97. Ryan Sheet just ran a 13.92 and moves into the top 3. Take a look at second place in the point standings coming into tonight. In the penultimate race in this Harvest Cup season, Matt Grimm in the 91. Looks like lap 1 did not count for Matt Grimm. Brian Kling on the speedway as well. That lap for Matt, a 14.22, puts him at 16th quick. Crosses the line there to complete his second lap, improves to a 14.05 at 7th. Jimbo Rooney out on the racetrack now. Oh, be careful, almost got up over the cushion. I think he did. Had to wall up the car to keep from hitting that outside wall as he takes the green flag on his qualifying effort. Lap 1 for Jimbo, a 14.16, 14th quick. Lap 2, let's see if he improves. Does, to a 14.11 and moves up one spot to 13th. Just a little over a minute left here, and I see a couple cars. Justin Osborne looks like he did take a time, or did run some laps, but must have made contact with the outside wall. So his laps got negated. Then there's Dakota Osborne and JP Scheider are both in the session. As now it looks like JP rolling out of the pit area and onto the racetrack. Hey, Ohio driver. Always love to see those. He takes the green flag on his first of 2 qualifying laps. Lap 1 for JP. Oh, he must have made some contact with the wall somewhere because it did not count his first lap. Completes lap 2 and returns a 14.09, good for 12th. And that's going to conclude our qualifying here tonight. Ryan Sheet sets the quick time and gets the $5 courtesy of Two Fat Guys Sim Racing promotion. So good job, Ryan. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our first heat race here tonight. On row 1, it's going to be Ryan Sheet and Ty Williams. Row 2, Matt Grimm and Craig Silby. Row 3 will be Brad Lamberson and Chase Porter. Row 4 is going to be Joshua Pickle and Dakota Osborne. All right, drivers now rolling down the front straightaway behind the pace truck. As they roll 2 by 2 by 2. I believe we're right close to that threshold tonight of not needing to run any consolation races. As it looks like Dakota Osborne not going to make the call in heat race number 1, so 7 drivers will start this thing. You see the pace truck peeling off as they work down the back straightaway. Ryan Sheet in control. He steps on the gas. Green flag is in the air. We are racing in heat 1. Ty Williams going to work the top side. Matt Grimm going to stay down low. Craig Silby pops to his outside. Silby at a dead heat with Grimm into 3, and they're going to remain side by side out of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Almost contact between Ty Williams and Craig Silby. Matt Grimm hanging tough on the inside. Silby's just trying to dispatch of him as quick as possible, but Matt Grimm not going to let that pass go easy. Chase Porter, and I believe that's Brad Lamberson also right behind this battle. That's going to allow Ryan Sheet. He's scampering away. About a half second up on second place Ty Williams. And I think Matt Grimm almost had that pass completed. Does into turn 1 this time. So Matt Grimm back to third, but Craig Silby, he says not so fast actually. He powers back around the outside. Thank you, Reigel, for the chat there. Oh, be careful. That was Craig Silby and Matt Grimm that touched wheels, and Grimm got the worst end of it. And we're going to remain green for now. There's the caution flag displayed. We'll go back and check that out. But update, Reigel says 3 heats tonight, top 4 transfer, 1B main, and the top 8 transfer in that one. So big thank you for that comment to let me know for sure. Let's go back now and take a look at the incident between Craig Silby and Matt Grimm. Down the front straightaway, we'll slow things down. Oh, Silby just kind of got loose off of the top and tried to wheel the car a little bit, but ended up using Matt Grimm, unfortunately, to get himself going back straight. And then Grimm gets a little help from behind from Porter, who was carrying a ton of momentum. Good job, Lamberson. I believe that's also Josh Pickle working by on the inside with no damage under those cars. But you see Matt Grimm came to a stop at the top of turn 1 and 2. And the caution flag did display. Looks like Craig Silby is going to get the EOL from race control. He's going to drop to the back, go to 7th. So far, so good for Ryan Sheet out front. He was able to distance himself from the other cars and just was kind of running his line. Single file for the restart here. Will be 3 laps to go at the line. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Single file so far. Who's going to try to make the first move? Still single file down the back straightaway. The top 4 all run the bottom. Joshua Pickle in 5th. Going to use the outside line. Matt Grimm maybe trying to take a peek below him. 2 to go. Lamberson thought about taking a peek below Chase Porter, but just going to ride in line. White flag in the air for leader Ryan Sheet. As they continue single file, this time though, Matt Grimm takes a peek underneath of Joshua Pickle. Is he going to be able to complete that pass? At the line, Ryan Sheet wins Heat 1. Ty Williams will be 2nd. 3rd is going to go to Chase Porter. 4th to Brad Lamberson. 5th to Matt Grimm. 6th to Joshua Pickle. And 7th is going to go to Craig Silby. In our top 4, Lamberson, Porter, Williams, and Sheet directly into tonight's A main. Unfortunately, Matt Grimm, Joshua Pickle, and Craig Silby will have to fight their way through the B main, the admin box B main, in just a little while. Starting lineup for heat race number 2, Trevor Royer and Brandon Matson on row 1. The inside of row 2 is going to be Caden Berry. On the outside, Nick Larry. Row number 3 on the inside, Jimbo Rooney and Jeremy Christensen on the outside. Row 4 is going to be Ty Dickinson on the inside and Justin Osborne there on the outside. As the drivers waiting patiently to roll behind the pace truck, we're waiting on one driver to grid up. That was Jimbo Rooney. He is now there. We should begin rolling shortly. Brandon Matson on the outside of the front row is currently 3rd in the point standings, about 70 or so points back from Caden Berry. Caden Berry on the inside of row 2 is the points leader coming into tonight. Has 44 points advantage over Matt Grimm, who we've seen there in heat race number 1. Again, top 4 spots transfer directly into our A main. Nick Larry has that 4th spot. Jimbo Rooney, Jeremy Christensen, Ty Dickinson, Justin Osborne all on the outside looking in. They'll try to get into that top 4 as the pace truck peels off. Two by two. Trevor Royer on the inside fires away. Green flag waving. Caden Berry going to try to follow him through on the inside through 1 and 2, and just might do so. No, Royer did slide up the hill, and Brandon Matson with the momentum is going to try to cross over underneath of him. He's going to slide up in front of Royer. Caden Berry is going to stay down low. 3 wide down the front straightaway on lap number 1. Berry might try to take 2 for 1 and almost did, and there's contact. Berry and Matson get together a little bit, and that slowed up Berry just a touch. And that allowed Trevor Royer to go back to the lead at 2 laps in. So Trevor Royer, Brandon Matson, Caden Berry, your top 3. Nick Larry is going to try to challenge Berry for the 3rd spot. As he tried that, Justin Osborne was taking a peek to his inside. Osborne completes the pass out of turn 4. He's now in the final transfer spot in heat race 2. Trevor Royer running that cushion, trying to pull away from the 2nd place battle as Caden Berry has caught back up to Matson. And the second place battle heating up. Barry using the inside line. That familiar line for him. He loves running the bottom. He's trying to make that work and try to get around the 21 machine of Matson. Oh, Barry just tapped that inside wall, and he lost a little bit of momentum that way. Going to have to settle back in and try once more. At the line this time, Trevor Royer crosses at 2 laps to go. Don't look now, but Justin Osborne has caught the battle for second. He's going to be challenging those two drivers on the final lap, I believe. Trevor Royer running the outside line. Takes the white flag one more time around in heat 2. Matson and Barry both using the inside line. Justin Osborne also using that cushion. Royer bouncing off the wall through 3 and 4 to the line. Trevor Royer wins heat 2. Brandon Matson was able to hold on for second. Careful, fellas. Contact through 1 and 2 after the checker flag. Caden Barry will be third, and Justin Osborne that fourth and final transfer spot. Ty Dickinson, Jeremy Christensen, Nick Larry, and Jimbo Rooney will have to battle it out in the B main here tonight. Starting lineup for heat race number 3. Row number 1 is going to be Chase Swafford and Derek Battetti. Row number 2 will be Matt Taylor and JP Scheiderer. Row 3, Michael Skirving and Gavin Chatham. And row 4 is going to be Brian Kling. Chase Swafford, I believe, is a name we haven't seen in a minute with the series. He's going to start on the pole here. Derek Battetti, series regular to his outside. I want to thank all the fans out there for your all support each and every week on the Buckeye Racing Network. I know you're here to support your drivers, but certainly appreciate you tuning in and watching the broadcast each and every week right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Slowly through turns 3 and 4. Everybody accelerates. Chase Swafford was first. Green flag in the air. We are racing in heat 3. And it's slicing and dicing one car up into the outside wall. That's Gavin Chatham in the 99. He has stopped. That's going to bring the caution flag out, and I believe more cars are wrecking as Derek Battetti got into the outside wall after the caution flag was displayed. Calamity on lap number 1 in heat 3. Keep an eye on that 99 machine as he starts on the outside. Let's see what happens through turn 1. We'll slow things down a bit. Oh, the 41 of Battetti got really sideways. The 5 machine tried to go to his outside. Kling in the 2 kind of went up the hill, and Chatham was there, and that contact sent Chatham into the outside wall. Then here's the yellow flag waving. The 41 of Battetti spins the 5 around, and as he does so, he kind of ramps over the 5 and gets hit by the 2 machine of Brian Kling and kind of goes for a wild ride down the back straightaway. So pretty heavy contact for the 41 of Battetti there as well. So at least 3 cars with damage to start off this this third heat race. Single file restart. Here in this one, we didn't even get a full lap in. Gavin Chatham able to rejoin. As you see him working the bottom through 3 and 4 there. Green flag back in the air. Matt Taylor into the second spot. Michael Skirring in third. There is the battle is on for, I believe that's going to be the 5th spot. Kling and JP Scheider are side by side. Scheider on the outside takes over the 5th spot. Kling back to 6th. There. Battle is brewing now for the 2nd spot. Scurrying on the outside. Matt Taylor using kind of the middle part of the racetrack and scurrying with that momentum. He evens up. Let's see what happens through 3 and 4 this time. Does the momentum prevail? And it just might. Down the front straightaway. They were a dead heat into turn 1. That's going to allow Chase Swafford. He's slowly but surely pulling away. Scurrying into 2nd. Matt Taylor back to 3rd. Side by side for 4th. Scheider on the outside. He's going to prevail. He moves into that 4th and final transfer spot. Derek Patetti, Brian Kling, and Gavin Chatham on the outside looking in. Chatham takes a peek to the inside of Kling down the back straightaway. He's going to improve to 6th. Move Kling back to 7th. Thought about making a move on Patetti there as well, but Patetti's going to hold on to 5th for now. Back up front, Chase Swafford brushes the outside wall, getting into turn 3. He's going to take the white flag this time. Still side, now we're battling for 3rd as Matt Taylor gets into that inside wall, and Scheider scoots by on the outside. Matt Taylor going to try to hold on to that 4th spot. At the line, Chase Swafford wins heat 3. Michael Scurrying 2nd, JP Scheider 3rd. Matt Taylor did hold on to 4th. Derek Patetti, Gavin Chatham, and Brian Kling will battle it out. Ooh, and some frustration after the fact between Patetti and Scheider. Race control might have to take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for our B main. From race control, 8 drivers will advance out of this, so 3 will go home. Row number 1 is going to be Matt Grimm and Ty Dickinson. Row 2, Derek Patetti and Joshua Pickle. Row 3, Jeremy Christensen and Gavin Chatham. Row 4, Craig Silby and Nick Larry. Row 5, Brian Kling, and Dakota Osborne. And row 6 will be Jimbo Rooney. Ten laps the distance for our B main, or admin box B main. And 8 drivers will move on and tag the back of the main event here tonight. Just waiting on 1 to grid up. That's Dakota Osborne. As it looks like Dakota not going to be able to join up. So 10 cars starting the B main. 2 will go home now. Brian Kling and Jimbo Rooney are the 2 drivers on the outside looking to get in. Lights out on the pace truck. That means we're going green this time. Matt Grimm is in control. Green flag in the air and a great jump down the front straightaway and into turn 1. 3 wide for 2nd. Uh-oh, Gavin Chatham gets up into the outside wall, and it's deja vu all over again from heat race number 3, unfortunately, for that 99 machine. Yellow flag being displayed. We'll go back and take another look at this. Again, keep your eyes on that number 99. So he come through the restart area and drive down into turn 1. Let's see what happens. We'll slow it down. Chatham trying to enter through the middle. And the 7 machine of Silby just drifts up ever so slightly into the 99. That was right there on the outside. And Chatham, hard impact into the outside wall. Brian Kling gets tangled up in that as well. So Craig Silby, Brian Kling, Gavin Chatham, all with damage here at the drop of the green flag in our admin box B main. Gavin Chatham literally is probably thinking deja vu once again. Unfortunate for him. He is in the work area. Got about a minute left down there, as race control gives 2 minutes for repair time. Brian Kling, Craig Silby also made a trip down into the work area as well under this yellow. As it looks like the pace truck is off, Gavin Chatham will be able to rejoin, but late. Into the restart zone, Matt Grimm accelerates, and we're back under the green flag. Let's go back and take a look at the battle for the transfer spot. Kling has it. Silby on the outside looking in, wants it. Uh-oh, the 43 machine of Nick Larry. I think he blinked out and he was stopped sideways. We'll have to go back and take a peek at what exactly happened to him to bring out this yellow flag. Keep an eye on that black and light blue 43 machine as he worked the outside out of turn 2. Oh, maybe some connection problems because he blinks out there and reappears, blinks again. And you see some sparks there. And there he's making contact with the inside wall as he reappears. So a little bit of connection issue for Nick. That's a saving grace there for the 99 of Gavin Chatham, as he's going to be able to rejoin at the tail of the field, because he was on the track, but he was probably 2 or 3 seconds behind the back of the field. So now somewhat more of an even playing field for Gavin. Pace truck peels off. That means we're going to go green this time. Timing and scoring's got to update on the left-hand side of the screen. Once we get back to green, that will update. Matt Grimm is the leader. Green flag back in the air. Battle is on for third out of turn 2. Derek Patetti has it. Joshua Pickles right there on his outside. Patetti working the inside, does make a little headway down there. He looks for second. Into turn 1. Slid up the hill a little bit. Good thing Ty Dickinson went up the hill and they touch wheels. Both cars almost went spinning sideways and they saved it. Let's take a look a little further back. This is right at the transfer. Here, Silby has it in the 7. He's trying to split the middle and does, and that's going to bump Christensen out. Gavin Chatham now the last car in, and that puts Jeremy Christensen on the outside looking in. Same with Nick Larry. Side by side just in front. Jimbo Rooney looks under Pickle. They make contact and get together. Joshua Pickle now on the outside looking in, and he is stopped on the inside of the back straightaway. That's going to bring the third caution flag out of RB Main. We'll take a look at the battle that Joshua Pickle and Jimbo Rooney had through turn 1. Pickle went up the hill, Rooney through the middle, and Pickle tried to turn down into the lane that Rooney was in, and that's where the contact was made. Rooney was able to continue, but something was broken, I believe, on the 33 of Pickle, and he just brought the car to a stop right there at the inside of the back straightaway. A little bit of calamity here in RB Main as we're just about to the halfway point. Updated order for a top 8. Matt Grimm, Derek Patetti, Ty Dickinson, Jimbo Rooney, Brian Kling, Craig Silby, Gavin Chatham, and Jeremy Christensen. Nick Larry and now Joshua Pickle on the outside looking in. Matt Grimm leads them into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air as we hit 4 laps to go. Side by side, that's going to be Craig Silby and Brian Kling. Silby on the inside, Kling on the outside. That's for a top 5 spot. Silby now has it, Kling back to 6th. Gavin Chatham takes a peek to the inside of Kling. He's going to complete the pass and maybe take a peek to the inside of Silby, but I think he had to jump on the binders as Silby was slow through the center. Back up front, Matt Grimm has a 9/10 of a second advantage, and the yellow flag displayed once again. I'm not sure what happened. Joshua Pickle just got out of the pit lane, but unless that's what brought the yellow flag out, is the driver leaving the pit lane. I don't see any incidents for the cause of this recent caution, unless something happened to the 9 machine of Ty Dickinson. As he's in the work area, let's rewind this back a little bit and see if we can find the contact. And that's exactly what it was. Ty Dickinson and Jimbo Rooney got together down the back straightaway. Jimbo Rooney actually went spinning sideways, turned around backwards at one point. Dickinson kind of rode the fence. That was the cause for the yellow. Kind of surprisingly that both drivers actually remained going straight when it was said and done, but was enough to bring the yellow flag out. Lights still on the pace truck. Ty Dickinson holds the final spot in front of Jimbo Rooney there in 9th. We are going to have a couple lap shootout to finish our B main off. We get the restart here, 2 to go. Jump back to that transfer battle. Dickinson there in the white and purple machine, Jimbo Rooney in the black and green machine. Will we get the white flag? Matt Grimm does take the white flag. We will finish on this lap. Single file through our top 5. Next battle is going to be Jeremy Christensen on the outside and Dakota Osborne, who's laps down on the inside. Move back to the battle for the transfer spot. Jimbo Rooney now in the transfer spot. He spins Dickinson around. Dickinson now is going to be on the outside looking in, unfortunately. And Nick Larry at the line will take that 8th and final transfer spot. Ty Dickinson, Joshua Pickle, and Dakota Osborne will be on the outside looking in. Unfortunate there for Ty Dickinson. He might be a little heated after that as he had it all but sewed up. Let's take a look at the results, the final results of our B main. Matt Grimm won the B main. Derek Patetti 2nd, Gavin Chatham 3rd, Brian Kling 4th. Then Craig Silby in 5th, Jeremy Christensen 6th, Jimbo Rooney in 7th, Nick Larry, the final transfer car, there in 8th. Unfortunately, Ty Dickinson, Joshua Pickle, and Dakota Osborne will be among the cars to load it up on the trailer and call it a night. Unfortunately, I'm sure race control is looking at the incident at the conclusion there of the B main. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, folks, we're going to step aside for a couple of moments and get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. Admins cut the warm-up session short by a couple of minutes, so we're ready to look at the starting lineup for our main event. On the front row, it's going to be Michael Scurring and Brandon Matson. Row number 2, Ty Williams and Chase Swafford. Row 3 will be Trevor Royer and Ryan Sheet. Row 4 will be Chase Porter and Caden Berry. Row 5 will be J.P. Scheiderer and Brad Lamberson. Row 6 is going to be Justin Osborne and Matt Taylor. Row 7 will be Matt Grimm and Derek Patetti. Row 8, Gavin Chatham and Brian Kling. Row number 9 will be Craig Silby and Jeremy Christensen. In row 10 is going to be Jimbo Rooney and Nick Larry. .30 laps of distance here tonight at the Lincoln Speedway. This is that time of the night where we pick our drivers to watch. I know Tim's not here. He has been in the chat, so Tim, if you're still here, let us know the driver you're keeping your eye on here tonight. I think I'm going to be keeping my eye on, who to pick. There's a lot of good ones in here, but I think tonight I'm going to keep my eye on that 10 machine of Ryan Sheet as he led the way throughout that second heat race, and he's going to be starting on the outside of row number 3 there in the 6th spot. Let us know who you're pulling for out there in the chat, as we always enjoy seeing those messages come across the screen. Pace truck peels off. 20 cars strong here tonight. Michael Scurring, Brandon Matson on the front row. We take the green flag. We're ready to rock and roll at the Lincoln Speedway for 30 laps. 2 by 2 behind him. A little bit of a stack up as we're just about 3 wide for second or third, but we remain going strong down the back straightaway and into turn 3 for the first time. We will complete the first lap under green flag racing conditions as we are 3 wide there. Ryan Sheet's a part of it. And as I say that, the yellow flag is displayed for the first time. Be careful, Chase Porter got turned sideways. We'll have to go back and see exactly what happened. It looks like Justin Osborne was collected into it. Oh, Justin Osborne gets some help. J.P. Schneider and Justin Osborne touch wheels. Uh-oh, Matt Grimm gets collected into that. That's second place in the points there, and it looks like Grimm with some pretty hefty damage to the right front on his race car. Everybody else was trying to avoid the accident. Uh-oh, Craig Silby got a little piece of that as well, but Justin Osborne will have to bring his car into the work area, as well as the 91 of Grimm. Yep. Justin Osborne and Matt Grimm already at the attention of their crews and are back out. I believe they used their fast repair there in respective 19th and 20th now as they tag the back of the field. Still a long way to go as we just completed a couple of laps. Lights go out on the pace truck. Let's see, are we going to get a single file restart? I believe we are on this one. A long single file line, 20 cars strong. Scurring's going to go to the bottom here for the restart. He accelerates. We're back under green. Ty Williams in second, Brandon Matson in third. He had to slid up in front of the 90 of Trevor Royer, as Royer had a head of steam through turn 1. Chase Porter's going to dive down to the inside, try to work on Royer. Nothing doing that time. Swafford in 6. Caden Berry working the inside line behind Chase Porter there in the 7th spot, almost making the pass for 6. As the 5 of Swafford up on the outside. Berry the last time around was the quickest car. He set the quickest lap so far in this feature. Side by side just in front, I believe Brandon Matz and Trevor Royer got tangled up. Chase Porter was a part of it, and we're going to have the next yellow flag as Royer and Porter still tangled up together there. Caution flag number 2 is out. We'll try to decipher this one as best we can. Keep an eye on Royer there in the 90 machine. He is up on the outside. Brandon Matz and Chase Porter get together, and they both kind of drift up the hill into the 90 of Royer. Porter goes around off the nose of Matson in the 21, and that heavily collects Royer in the 90. There's Royer and Porter, both heavy contact with the outside wall. Matson did make contact with the outside wall later. Lamberson gets a piece of it as well. Does Matt Taylor squeak by unscathed? I think he brushed both cars as well, so Matt Taylor involved in that one a little bit. Heavy damage to Chase Porter and Trevor Royer, though, unfortunately. Well, I think the Lincoln Speedway, in a lot of ways, so far, has been a bit of a struggle for the drivers here tonight. I know Charlotte last week was a little bit of a struggle here in the 360 division, so we'll see if these drivers are able to clean it up just a little bit. I know we got some really close racing. But this time we will get a double file restart. We go back under green. Scurrying with another great start. Ty Williams follows him through on the bottom. There's Caden Berry up on the outside, trying to make something happen way up high. Ryan Sheet, he's going to be working the bottom. He's behind Swafford there in the 5. Through the field, we're 2 by 2, quite a ways through. One car slow. I think Brian Kling might have got up in the outside wall. He's slid back to the 20th spot. Trevor Royer there in the 90 trying to work his way back up through. Same with Matt Grimm in the 91. Back up front, though, Ty Williams has got around the 07 of Skirring. So Ty Williams, the new race leader, as we complete lap number 8. Caden Berry into the 3rd spot. He's going to try to navigate his way around Skirring in the 07. Then it's Ryan Sheet there in 4th and Swafford in 5th. Gavin Chatham is running in the 6th spot. Try to find his way around Swafford in the number 5 machine. Then Craig Selby has a peek to the inside of Lamberson. Is going to complete that pass. Selby in the 7th, Lamberson back to 8th. Justin Osborne, who had an issue early on, he's working through the middle part of the racetrack. Jimbo Rooney kind of shuts the door. I don't think he knew he was there. Justin Osborne gets up into the outside wall. Back up front, the top 3 still remain the same, except for Ryan Sheet. He is going to take a peek to the outside of Caden Berry. Ty Williams runs about a lane off of the bottom and throw our top 4 underneath of a blanket here as they work out a turn 4. Michael Skirring fighting back on the outside, going to maybe try to pass Ty Williams, not going to be able to this time. Caden Berry's going to stay committed down to the bottom, and the yellow flag displayed once again. for our third caution. Let's take a look at the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. Oh, I believe it happened up in front of him. Oh my goodness, it did happen up in front of him. Craig Silby, Matt Taylor, Jimbo Rooney, all involved in this one. Let's see exactly what happened. Silby was a lot slower than Matt Taylor and Jimbo Rooney, and Taylor makes contact with Silby and Rooney. All three cars go up into the outside wall. J.P. Scheider tried to avoid it, had nowhere to go. He gets collected up into it. So 4 cars heavily damaged. Christensen makes some contact trying to avoid that as well. Brian Kling slides to a stop. Trevor Royer gets turned around, and he makes more contact with the 15 machine of Taylor. So about 7 cars right there in this one. At least 7 cars involved to get some damage. Well, with Lincoln here, it seems like when the accidents happen, they happen big in a way. As we are not quite to the halfway point in this one. We'll get another double file restart. Ty Williams will be the control car this time for the first time in the A main. Green flag back in the air. A great start for Skirring, though. He is able to hang right there with Williams, and I think Skirring's going to go by on the outside, and does. Michael Skirring back to the lead for now. Ryan Sheet scoots his way into third. Caden Berry slots back to fourth for now, but a stack up on the inside allowed Berry to move back up into the second spot. Let's see what brought out this caution. We'll have to go back through the field here. I believe it happened with Chase Porter in the 21. As we see the field race down the back straightaway into turn 3. We see, looks like Porter enters really low and was underneath Matson in the 21. Makes contact with Matson. Both cars kind of spin sideways to a stop. Everybody's trying to avoid this one. Rooney spins trying to avoid the accident. Looks like those 2 cars just kind of spun sideways. It was enough to bring out the yellow flag. Don't think there's too much damage to those machines, and they will be able to continue, though. But what a fight back for Skirring, as he got a great restart there and was able to get up around Ty Williams. I don't think we completed that lap, so Ty Williams will be scored in the first position and the control car for this restart. Top 5 running order will be Ty Williams, Michael Skirring, Ryan Sheet, Caden Berry, and Gavin Chatham. Single file restart this time. Update on the hard charger up to this point. That is going to be Gavin Chatham in that 99 plus 10, 15th to 5th so far. Everybody trying to gauge the restart as we're playing bumper tag throughout the field. Let's make sure we all get going, and we're almost collected up into the big one there around the Matt Grimm area, and Grimm and Matson clank tires. Silby and Battetti get together. And it is kind of carnage back here towards the back. It looks like everybody's going to continue going, and we're going to remain under the green flag. Past the halfway point now as we've got 15 complete, 15 to go. Williams leads. Ryan Sheet and Michael Skirring side by side for the second spot. Caden Berry right there in fourth, hot on the tail tank of Ryan Sheet. Gavin Chatham not going to let the top four get away too far as he is closing that gap and going to be a part of this battle as now 5 cars right close together for the lead. Ryan Sheet makes a move to the outside of Ty Williams out of turn 2. Williams with some momentum on the inside fends that charge off for now. Sheet may take a peek to the inside, not quite clear enough. Caden Berry says everybody's running the bottom. I'm going to move up to the top and see what I can make happen up there. You got to go where they aren't sometimes, and that's what Berry's trying to do. Ryan Sheet says I'm going to move up to the top side and see if I can get around you, Ty Williams. Not that time. What does he do here in 3 and 4? About a lane and a half higher than Ty Williams. Nothing doing there. Skirring holds on to third for now. Caden Berry trying to take that third spot away to get onto the podium. They're going to be dead even into turn 3 as we come to the line for 9 laps to go. Gavin Chatham there, still in the 5th spot. Justin Osborne works to the outside of Chase Swafford. That's 6th and 7th. And Brad Lamberson, Matt Grimm in 9th. Brandon Matson rounds out the top 10. Back up front, Ty Williams had not able to put any distance between himself and second or third, as Berry was able to get by Skirring for the 3rd spot. Tell you, Ty Grimm has been consistent, kind of down on the bottom. Ryan Sheets moved up to the outside, but hasn't been able to do anything out there. I just don't think there's as much grip as there is left on the bottom. Uh-oh, caution number 5 is out with just 6 laps remaining in this one. Let's see who got together. Look at Brian Kling in the 2 machine. Brian Kling in the 2, and I believe that's JP Schreider get together. Kling spins to a stop on the outside wall. He lets the field go by and he gasses it up to try to get back going, but he wasn't going to get turned around in time. Here comes the leaders. Tell you what, we're setting up for a barn burner at the finish of this one. The Lincoln Speedway has proved to be a tricky test for these drivers here tonight. Really close and tight racing has kind of shown its ugly head in a way with the cautions we've had this evening. Craig Silby, Nick Larry both in the pit areas and are out of this one, so just 18 cars left. We're going to get this restart with 5 laps to go. What does Ty Williams do? Is he able to fend off Ryan Sheet and Caden Berry behind him? Skirring, Justin Osborne worked the outside, and we had a big stack. We got through 1 and 2. That's going to bring the caution flag out once again. Let's see exactly what happened here. And here's a single file restart, but I think we had a big stack up. There it is up in front. Gavin Chatham, Brad Lamberson, Brandon Matson, and Chase Swafford all got stacked up there. Derek Patetti, Jeremy Christensen, trying to get around that. Jimbo Rooney, Matt Taylor go for a spin. Wow, pretty much the back half of the field all getting a piece of this one in some shape or form, unfortunately. So a huge stack up through 1 and 2 that time. As Ty Williams has got to gear up, buckle down for another restart. Ty Williams, Ryan Sheet, Caden Berry, Michael Scurring, Justin Osborne. The top 5 as the green flag is back in the air. 4 laps to go. Ty Williams through the middle. Michael Scurring and Justin Osborne get together, and Berry and Williams get together as well, and the calamity continues, unfortunately. But the caution happened. I believe it happened even in front of that. I want to say it happened with the 07 machine of Michael Scurring, so keep an eye on him. Just differing momentums getting into turn 1. Justin Osborne tried to take a peek to the inside of Scurring because he was a little quicker into turn 1, and those two cars get kind of tangled up together. Trevor Royer nowhere to go, collects into that. Scheiderer once again collects into that one. So 4 cars there. And then Ty Williams and Caden Berry go for a spin after the yellow flag was already out. There, Brian Kling nowhere to go. Jeremy Christensen nowhere to go. Chase Swafford nowhere to go. So add 3 more to the incident list there as well. As it looks like the lights are out once again on the pace truck. And after Ty Williams and Caden Berry got together, that moves Ryan Sheet and Brandon Matson to first and second. Green flag back in the air with 3 laps to go. Ryan Sheet says, thank you very much. I will lead the way here on this restart. Matson in second, Ty Williams and Caden Berry third and fourth. 2 to go this time. And Ryan Sheet has a pretty nice advantage, 3/4 of a second, back to second place. Caden Berry, he found an opening underneath Ty Williams, and he's going to move to third for now, but Ty Williams is going to continue to challenge on the outside. We get the white flag one more time around the Lincoln Speedway. What can Caden Berry do? He's going to move around the inside of Brandon Matson back into the second spot. Matson back to third. But Ryan Sheet through the middle part of the racetrack to the line, and he takes the checkered flag here at Lincoln for, I believe, what would be his first win here in the series. Caden Berry comes home tonight in the second spot. Brandon Matson will round out our podium. There, what a night and what a turn of events. Ty Williams ends up coming home in fourth when he thought he might have had that one in the bag. Let's take a look at the final results here for our feature. Ryan Sheet victorious here tonight. Caden Berry in second. He will be able to retain his point lead and I think stretch it out just a little bit. Brandon Matson there in third. Ty Williams fourth. Chase Porter comes home in fifth. Gavin Chatham in sixth. Brad Lamberson in seventh. Derek Patetti in eighth. Jimbo Rooney ninth. Michael Skirring in 10th, Matt Taylor 11th, Brian Kling 12th, Justin Osborne 13th, Matt Grimm 14th, Trevor Royer 15th, J.P. Scheider, 16th, Chase Swafford 17th, Jeremy Christensen in 18th, 19th is going to go to Craig Silby, and 20th to Nick Larry. We're going to get our interviews kicked off here and hope to talk to our third place finisher here tonight, if he's available, Brandon Matson, which I'm not seeing him just yet. I see our race winner available for his interview. I see our second place finisher available. And there he is. Hey, Brandon, it's Tyler up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. You come home tonight in a third spot. Well, I guess first of all, tell us how you were able to navigate through the night, as Lincoln proved to be very tricky and technical and tight racing with all the cars out there, and you were able to come home with a podium spot here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I just got taken out early in the race. Had to go to the back and just try to avoid all the wrecks there. But you know, felt like I was bouncing off of everything. But it was complete chaos up there. We just somehow managed to squeak away the top three.
Absolutely, and you can't complain with that. A good finish for you. I believe you came into the points here tonight in third, and I believe you're going to close the gap up to second place. So that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you can get a podium in a weekly deal is good for points, and see what next week brings.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, before I let you go, anybody you need to thank here tonight?
Just everyone at Vanderpool Racing. That's it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations getting through this one and finishing on the podium.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was our third place finisher, Brandon Matson. Hey, Caden, it's Tyler up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. It seems like you were able to navigate your way through tonight with probably the least incidents of anybody out there. I know it got kind of hectic throughout the field. There was some stack ups and everything, and you were just able to mind your business, slowly move your way up from your starting spot, and finish on the podium there in the second spot. Tell us about it.
It was pretty wild. Started eighth. Setup was super, super loose. No matter how much you try to move the wing. So we just kind of had to do what we had to do there. There was just a lot of chaos, like you were saying there, in this race. But I think we did the best that we could to try to avoid all the wrecks that were happening, and try the best to not get involved with them. Just kind of sucks. I mean, we peaked under on the inside to take the lead for to win this race, and I knew I was the fastest car in the racetrack, so gave me a confidence booster there. So I mean, when I put my nose under Ty, he was already out of the groove, and then he just decides to come down, which is I'm not completely upset with him. I get it with no mirror, it's kind of tough, but I just wish he heard me down there when he was out of the groove, and he just came down at the wrong time, and thankfully my front end didn't break, and I was able to finish the race, and obviously we should have still a decent points night here.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I believe that points advantage is going to stretch out just a little bit because Matt Grimm didn't have the best of nights here tonight. Before we let you go, though, Caden, anybody you need to thank?
First off, I got to give all glory to God, and got to thank my mom and dad, my nan and grampy, my grandmother Cece, my Grammy Ryder and TJ, and Tim and Kevin. I'd also got to thank my sponsors, Granite State Blacktoppers, Juice Powder Coating, CRC, ZMAX, Driven to Save Lives, Victory Fuel, Turn Graphics, Ryder Family Sawmill, John Bear's Legacy Racing, and got to thank Alpha Cars, and got to thank you and Andrew and Ben up there in the booth for putting on this league, and it's really awesome.
All right, Caden, certainly appreciate the kind words tonight. We'll let you celebrate that second place finish.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on and talk to our winner. Hey, Ryan, it's Tyler up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. You made your way through that feature, navigated all the chaos around you, and I'm sure you thought maybe a third place was going to be a good spot, and then a yellow flag comes out, and Caden Berry and Ty Williams tangle up together, and they both kind of spin, and that moved you up to the lead spot there on that final restart. What was running through your mind?
Pretty exciting. This is a hard track to pass on, and I knew the way that Ty was like sweeping out down the front stretch all the way to the outside wall, and then angling his car in. He kept coming off the bottom, and I knew if I just tried to get under there, the same thing would have happened to me that Caden happened to. So I was basically forced to run the middle or middle high through 1 and 2, which was definitely not the preferred line, but it also helped in the end because it let me avoid a situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe this is going to be your first win with Regal Promotions Esports, so congratulations there.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, have you run a lot this season? I don't think I've seen your name too much so far in this Harvest Cup.
Yeah, I've ran most of them. I think I only missed 1 or 2. But it's challenging on the bigger tracks whenever everyone's kind of on the same stuff, and the track gets super worn. It's kind of just hard to make moves. So whenever you get to a tighter, more technical track where you can utilize the throttle more, you can make some moves, and so that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ryan, before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, all the guys at Black Diamond, Tim Nichols with Tim Sims, Ross Corinta with Velocity Designs, Nate at Totally Tinted, Zach at Rounds, Wraps, and Tints, and you all for putting this show on.
All right, we certainly appreciate the kind words. Ryan, we'll let you celebrate the big victory here tonight at the Lincoln Speedway.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's going to conclude our interviews here tonight. As we start to wrap things up here from the Lincoln Speedway, what a crazy night of racing action. We saw some crazy accidents along the way in the penultimate race. Here and next week will be the final week of the series, as we'll be live next Monday night at about 8:15 Eastern time for the championship race. Caden Berry with a nice points lead goes into that one, and with Brandon Matson and Matt Grimm in second and third. So come on out, be a part of the championship event with us right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Also upcoming next Sunday night, we'll be live once again with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified division for, I believe, about race 7 or 8 in that series as well. All other nights, I believe, we're off this week, so just next Sunday and Monday are the next 2 races up for us here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you know each and every time we go live. But that's going to do it from Lincoln here tonight. I'm Tyler Bentley. So long. Thanks for watching, everybody.